Gentlemen, start your engine!
The Indianapolis 500, like most historic sporting events, has given birth to several iconic traditions: drinking milk in Victory Lane, kissing the yard of bricks, singing Back Home Again before the race. But the sight of 11 rows of 33 cars thundering down the track to start the race has been part of Indy tradition since 1921. But considering how far racing technology has come since then, is the three-wide start more trouble than it's worth? Prior to 1921, cars lined up in rows of 4 or even 5. Compare that to most races today, like in Formula 1 or in NASCAR, where they line up in rows of 2. In fact, in every race except the Indy 500, the IndyCar Series also lines up in rows of 2 to start the race. But for the sake of tradition, the Indy 500 has always started 3 abreast. This can be a problem in a time where cars regularly zoom by at over 200 miles per hour at the start. To make things even more complicated, you can't go 3 wide in turn 1. You just can't. You can barely even go 2 wide, that's how close to the edge these drivers are pushing. So not only do these drivers have to line up on a stretch of track just 50 feet wide to start the race, but they also have to figure out how to funnel themselves into a line before turn 1. But in one of the most prestigious races of the year, there's a temptation to try and gain positions whenever the opportunity arises. High risk, high reward. In racing, there's a famous saying that goes, "You can't win a race on the first lap, but you can definitely lose it." Here's a list of times Indy 500 drivers did just that. (1929) Cliff Woodbury, the man who qualifies on pole, crashes on lap 4 due to a tire failure and finishes dead last. 1949, rookie George Lynch, after starting 8th, does only 1 lap and then crashes, almost flipping the car over. He walks away, but it's the only lap he'll ever complete at Indy. 1953, Andy Linden smacks the outside wall on lap 4 and slides down the track, almost taking out another driver. He walks back to the pits and serves as a relief driver when unusually hot temperatures force drivers to quit. 1957, rookie Elmer George can't get his car started and the rest of the field continues on without him. He finally gets the car working, but as he rushes to get to his starting position, he runs into the back of Eddie Russo, taking both cars out before the race even starts. 1958, Ed Elysian tries to pass Dick Rathman on the lead on lap 1 and spins, triggering a 15-car pileup that kills fan favorite Pat O'Connor. Elysian is blacklisted from racing, and from now on roll bars are required to protect drivers in case of rollovers like the one that kills O'Connor. 1963, rookie and future 3-time winner Bobby Unser spins trying to pass on lap 2. His gas tank is ruptured, ending his race. 1964, rookie Dave McDonald loses control on lap 2, slamming into the wall, creating a massive fireball, and is thrown into the path of Eddie Sachs, who has no chance of avoiding the wreck. For the first time ever, the race is stopped because of an accident. Both Sachs and McDonald are killed, and the crash prompts officials to require smaller fuel tanks and phase out gasoline in favor of methanol. 1966, Billy Foster spins while the cars are 3 wide, triggering a 14-car pileup and the second red flag in just 3 races. Fortunately, nobody else is injured, though when the race restarts, only 22 cars out of 33 are able to continue. The restart is done single file. 1967, Leroy Yarborough spins on lap 3, but he keeps going. Then he spins on lap 52 as he's being lapped. Then he spins again on lap 87 under caution. He retires from the race soon after. 1970, Jim Malloy's rear suspension breaks as the cars line up for the start. Amazingly, nobody else hits him, but the red flag has to be called because drivers line up 3 wide anticipating a restart, not realizing there were still track workers trying to get Malloy's car off the track. 1971, pace car driver Eldon Palmer pulls into pit lane to start the race like normal, but he misjudges where to brake and slams into a grandstand, injuring several. The race continues as if nothing has happened.
Going into turn 1. Oh, look at the pace car has crashed into a photographer's stand. Mark Donohue has taken the lead. We can't see what has happened down there. The pace car out of control.
1973. Salt Walther is spun into the outside wall at the beginning of the race, spraying fuel into the stands and causing 11 other cars to crash. Rain starts to fall during the cleanup, postponing the race for 2 days. 1978. Sheldon Kinzer stalls his car on the backstretch, forcing a yellow flag. Then he does it again. He officially retires on lap 15 due to an oil pressure problem. 1980. Larry Cannon suffers a camshaft failure on the back straight and comes to a stop in front of the pit entrance. Mike Mosley also has engine problems, but unlike Cannon, he's able to reach the pits and officially retire. 1982. Kevin Kogan, after an amazing qualifying performance, inexplicably swerves into AJ Foyt before triggering a pileup that also takes up Mario Andretti. Kogan is all but blacklisted from racing.
This is what happens when you have children doing the men's job up front. AJ, how'd that start? Well, I don't know. He ran right square in my goddamn left front. What are you talking about? Kogan?
1986. 7th place Tom Sneva swerves into the outside wall on the pace lap without warning. He does not continue.
What happened?
No idea. You know, we're just accelerating down the back straightaway and the car turned dead left, and, you know, there was nothing I could do. I just turned left and went in the wall.
1987. Lap 1, turn 1. Jose Garza spins, takes out Pancho Carter, and almost takes out race winner Al Unser Sr. in the process. 1988. Scott Brayton spins in turn 2 on lap 1, taking out Roberto Guerrero. Tony Bettenhausen also crashes, trying to avoid the melee. 1989. Kevin Kogan loses control on lap 4 and strikes the entrance to pit lane. He walks away and races the following weekend in Milwaukee. 1991. Gary Bettenhausen spins on lap 1, forcing Buddy Lazier into the wall. Bettenhausen is able to reach the pits and repair his car. Lazier is not. 1992. Roberto Guerrero, starting on pole, spins on the parade lap. He stalls the car and his day is over before it even begins. Rookie Philippe Gash then does the same thing in turn 4, further delaying the start. 1995. Stan Fox drops too low on the track going into turn 1 and spins, slamming into the wall and ending the races of several other drivers. Fox's injuries mean he will never race again. 1997. Sam Schmidt and Alessandro Zampedri both drop out before the race even begins with mechanical problems. Then, just as the race is about to begin, the 3 cars on the 5th row all crash into each other. None of them are able to continue. 1998. Rookie J.J. Yaley spins into turn 1 lap 1. Amazingly, he saves it and doesn't damage the car at all. He goes on to finish 8th. 2001. Pole sitter Scott Sharp leads the fields into turn 1 and then smacks the outside wall, ending his day.
Just it snapped right on me. I thought I'd caught it, but I was really surprised, unfortunately. But I feel so bad. I mean, I don't even know where to begin to start about how much work and effort's gone into this month, and to throw it away like that, it's crazy.
2006. Teammates PJ Chesson and Jeff Bucknam take each other out on lap 2. The team they race for closes down soon after.
They're going to realize that the national anthem lasted longer than they did in the Indianapolis 500.
2009. Mario Moraes runs up the track going into turn 1, putting himself and Marco Andretti into the wall. Andretti keeps going, but eventually retires after 56 laps due to the damage. 2010. Davey Hamilton, in a one-off race, loses control in turn 2. He is not pleased.
The first lap of the Indy 500, and Thomas Schechter's an idiot. You know, the bottom line, he's an idiot. He's 2 rows behind me. I'm just taking it easy. We have no spotters down there. I'm just coming up to the groove, and he appears.
2013. J.R. Hildebrand spins on his own and crashes in turn 1 on lap 4. He is let go from the team not long after. And finally, 2015. Connor Daly's engine blows up on the parade lap, delaying the start. Then, on lap 1, Takuma Sato and Sage Karam touch wheels, putting Karam into the wall and forcing Ryan Briscoe to spin. Sato and Briscoe continue. Karam does not. Thanks to everybody that stuck around till the end. I know a lot of new subscribers are going to be confused, but this is a video that I've been meaning to work on for some time now. If you enjoyed this video, well, I can't say subscribe. I'm probably not going to make more videos like these in the future. This was just a pet project of mine, and I'll be getting back to less serious videos soon. Now, I can already hear a lot of you saying, well, why did you include this, or why didn't you include that? Well, the reasoning for making this video was, what caused cautions in the first 4 laps of the Indy 500? Not necessarily did a car duck into the pits during the parade lap and then retire. That doesn't really count because it didn't stop the race. So that's kind of where I was going with this video. That's why you saw in the late 70s, you see a couple cars that just break down in the first couple of laps, but that's about it. Anyway, if you do like it, leave a like, leave a comment telling me where I messed up and how I need to improve, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.